My background is I've been making films for 15 years at this point, and they're all like DIY, script anything you can, like use any location you can kind of style. This is the first project for me personally where I decided to put all my effort and a bunch of money into like one project. So I am used to fixing things in post because I also edited the film. I'm a fairly strong editor in my opinion, so I knew what we needed, what we didn't need. Honestly, between me and Leon, we really had to slice and dice the script to make sure that everything that was in it was actually worth shooting. And we had to cut all the fat because we really had absolutely no time. It also rained that day, which isn't evident in the film, but it was very evident in the production because we couldn't store anything outside. So everything was just, it's very chaotic. But we rehearsed a lot with the cast. They were great. They came in with their lines totally memorized and drilled and everything. And I don't know how the lighting crew did it, but they made it work. They came in with a plan and they executed it, and they listened to me when I said we were going to move on, which I'm grateful for. So it was just I don't know how we did it. Honestly, I don't remember anything about the day, but somehow we did. And so believe in the impossible. Believe in the impossible.
Did you have an outline of how you wanted to prioritize the shots?
Yes, we knew going into it what we needed as just basic coverage for the conversations. We had a lot of other shots that we did do that just didn't make the cutting room floor because that didn't make the final cut because we didn't need them. Truly, even in the editing process, we really trimmed everything we didn't need. We prioritized. We did all the dialogue scenes, the conversation scenes. There's 3 days that happen. We did all of them all at once. With costume changes in between. We had to prioritize which direction we were facing in the ramen shop because we had to move everything, change all the lights, and we started off with some of the easy stuff like the fall, because we just needed to get that out of the way. We put all the dialogue scenes in the middle, and then the ending was the finish because we didn't need to see outside. So anything we needed to see the window outside, we shot first because the sun was setting and we were fighting time. I had this idea of the shop owner who, the back of the shop scene where he tells her that she can't just ask customer out. That was one of the first scenes that I thought of. I just always thought it would be, because comedy and tragedy, they coexist. If something tragic happens to you, something funny will probably happen to you right after that. And I thought it would be funny to have that as kind of a break, because to Aiko, the main character who gets rejected, it's devastating, obviously, for a multitude of reasons, because not only does she get rejected, but she doesn't know why necessarily, because it's another woman. It gets a little more complex because it's a queer woman. And I just thought it would be a good moment of levity and kind of just, it'd be funny to involve someone who just is witness to that. I don't know if anyone's been witness to someone getting rejected, but it's painful as hell. And I thought that would be funny. We wanted to make this film as human as possible, and that's real life. Those kinds of moments happen without planning, which is why we wanted to include a little humor. The humor makes the sad parts and the more serious parts hit a little harder, in my opinion. I personally, cinematography-wise, do not like extreme close-ups. I believe that the setting is a character in and of itself. And because we had a cool ramen shop to shoot, I wanted them to live there. I didn't necessarily want to live in their faces, It's the whole shop, and it's enclosed, and we're there the entire time, so we need to get to know where they are, how it feels. Between the different days, the lighting changes color. When she's sad, it's a little more blue, and then when they kind of break that awkward barrier, it's a little warmer and everything. We also, I don't know the DP's name, but the DP for Call Me By Your Name shot the entire film on one 35mm lens. Because of budget issues, but also because we wanted to challenge ourselves, the DP Jusel and I only used 2 lenses on this film, a 40mm and a 25mm. we really wanted to like, we like the 40 because it's kind of immersive. You're kind of there with the characters, and the 25 was for wides because we wanted to show more of the space. With those limitations, we chose to, do a lot of over-the-shoulder dialogue for the dialogue scenes. But when the big moments happen, it pushes in, and it's no longer over-the-shoulder; it's single, and that's to get us in between them, to get us really involved with the characters us as an audience in with the characters, so that we are there for every awkward and wholesome moment with them. It's very much about the cinematography was very much about getting us as an audience involved with the characters, as well as the setting, and to feel like we were there. I don't think you should go into writing a character with the idea of relating to everybody, right? I think each character has their own wants and desires, and then you can put elements of yourself that you want into them to relate to other people. So for instance, I'm a very emotional person, and so I really connected with Aiko. But I also understand where Jean comes from, because we all work dead-end jobs, and sometimes we hate it, and we pretend to be nice and like each other, put a smile on our face, but we're dead on the inside. I put that into Jean's character because at the time I was feeling like I was lacking connection with other people, and I felt like I was pretending a lot. So I told the writer I wanted to put that as a kind of a character trait of Jean, and I wanted for me, because I'm so outwardly emotional, I wanted Aiko to be someone who feels so much and needs to say it. She needs to tell Jean that she likes her. She needs to apologize. I really wanted the characters to be different, and two sides of the same person. Like they're very different, and I put different parts of me, my personality, into each character. But I think I don't know where I was going with that, but that's what I did. Otherwise, the characters have their own wants and needs that are separate from me, and I think because you can relate to other people without experiencing the exact same things as them. Everyone can. I think rejection and embarrassment are universal. I just put myself in the shoes of someone who's moved across the country and has no one to connect with. I think loneliness is something that people don't talk about at all, but everyone feels to an extent. And when you are put in a situation where you can't feel like you can be yourself, I think it's very frustrating and very sad, and you feel very constricted. So I just imagine someone who was so lonely and who finally found one person that she felt comfortable with. I personally would clutch onto that person for dear life, because they can see me as a person versus a worker. It's all about human connection and how we all want it, and sometimes it's hard to talk about wanting it and not having it. Last week we were in Austin for the Austin Film Festival, which was a big honor. This is the third week in a row we've had a screening, so I'm very grateful, but I'm very tired from traveling. We went to Boston 2 weeks ago, Austin last week, and now San Diego, so I'm thankful for a more local screening. Thank you for having us. It is an honor, seriously. It's what we wanted. We just want people to see the film and connect with the film, and laugh with us throughout all the awkward and ups and downs of life. Next, we're just going to keep submitting it to festivals and get our names out there and show people what we can do, and hopefully get funding for another project sometime in the future. I'm working on another one right now. It's in post-production, so hopefully that comes again next year. But yeah, I'm looking for the next project, funding for the next project, and see what we can do next. I don't know. The world is big, and the possibilities are endless. But this is just a start.